evening, everyone. My name is Pete Delaney. I'm part of the Lockport Township Republican Organization, and we would all like to thank you for coming here to support our cause and support our candidates. Back in 1788, our forefathers come up with the final draft of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And I remember when Ben Franklin stepped out of the hall, one of the spectators yelled at him and said, "What do we have?" And Ben Franklin replied, "A republic if you can keep it." And 229 years later, in one civil war, we are a stronger government, more inclusive government, and I believe still the best democratic republic form of government in the world. But in order to keep that, one thing is required for the citizens to take an active role in their duty, which is to elect representatives, their representatives, for the government to represent them. When the citizens lose interest in that, that's when this country will fail. So I thank you for coming here tonight, and I want to introduce the candidates one by one. They're going to come up here and they're going to talk briefly about themselves. And I encourage all of you, they're here to listen to your input, your comments and questions, so feel free to go up and talk to them. That's what this is all about tonight. And everybody happy with the food? Yeah. Good. Okay, the first one we're going to have on the list here, county board members, which also are co-hosts here. Mike Frigolone, come up here. And Steve Ballage. These are your representatives for Will County Board 7. Mike, you go ahead first.
Oh, we're kind of a tag team anyway. Thanks for coming tonight. Steve and I, our main goal is to represent our constituents. We know our constituents want us to hold the line on taxes, to make sure the money that we are getting into the county is being spent wisely. We've done that over the last couple of years. When we have the majority, this is the third year in a row that will decrease the tax rate for the county portion of your taxes. And hopefully we can continue to do that. The executive in his budget decided that he was going to raise the levy an additional $1 million, which we're going to cut out. We already did the preliminary vote on that, and I think the Republicans will hold strong and will not allow that increase to go through. So our main focus is to keep the county moving. You'll see all the buildings that are going up, all being done while the tax rate's still coming down. We'll continue to do that if elected again. But we do need the majority. It's not just about electing me and electing Steve. We need to have the majority on the board to be able to do those things. Thanks.
I'm Steve Ballage, and Mike's my partner, and we pretty much agree on most everything, which is unusual because you don't even get along with your wife that good. So, or husband, in the case of a woman. But you know what I always think about is people want to know what do you do for me? So why should I vote for you? You know, and the answer to that is being fiscally responsible is probably the biggest thing, because we don't want your taxes to go up. The next thing is regulations. We fight with land use all the time to stop their excessive use of regulations. So if you know, not to go into depth on them, but you know, they're not allowed to do building code violations anymore except by complaint. They can't use aerial photos. This week coming up, we're going to start working on where you won't need a permit to get a roof or a siding or fix your one stair on a deck, you know, maintenance type items. That's what we're going to be working on this week. So that's all stuff that helps the individual citizens. The other thing that you need to know is when me and Mike got on the board, the Democrats were in control. And they wanted to raise the taxes to the max every year, and that's what they did for 2 straight years. And then all the money they got went to public sector employee raises. And they didn't have enough money from all the taxes that they raised after raising the max. So what did they do? They went to contingency so they could give everybody big raises. Public sector employees who already get good pay, good benefits, good everything. We take over, Mike becomes a finance director for the county board, and guess what happens? None of that no more. We built 3 buildings right now, and we're not raising taxes. They wanted to have a public safety tax. We have no tax, and we're cutting taxes for the 3rd year in a row. So that's why you want to vote for me and Mike. And we're there for if you got a problem with the city or the county or the state, we'll be there to help you. So God bless you guys.
Okay, the next county board member I would like to introduce is Annette Parker from District 9.
Hello, I'm Annette Parker, and I am from County Board District 9. I'm going to piggyback on a lot with what Mike and Steve said. We are here to keep taxes down. We have to keep the Republican majority. And when I was elected 4 years ago, we took a seat from the Democrats after 30 years. District 9 was not represented by a Republican in 30 years. So we have to hold that seat, keep the Republican there, keep their majority so we continue to lower taxes and be a true representative for the people of Will County. Thank you.
Okay, and our next county board member, Gretchen Fritz. Where are you at, Gretchen? What district are you? 5, okay.
Thank you, Pete. So yes, I'm District 5. That is the northwest corner of the county. So part of Plainfield Township, Naperville, or Wheatland Township, sorry, and all the Aurora precincts are in my district. And I'm just going to continue with what Steve said as well. Not only is the majority keeping your taxes down and lowering them as much as possible, I jokingly, but not really jokingly, call us the Freedom Caucus. Me and Steve and Tim Krolitis, we're the most conservative members of the Republican caucus, and we are pro-property rights. Okay, so if ever we have an issue come before us where it's a governmental entity versus someone who owns property, we tend to vote for the property owner because we believe in freedom. If you're unincorporated, you give up a lot to live in an unincorporated area. You don't have as good a police protection. You don't have as good a fire protection. So you do that in order to get more freedom, in order to be able to do things on your property that you want to be able to do. And so whenever we get the chance, we vote for the property owners. So that's just another way that the Republican caucus, the Republican majority, is fighting for you in Will County.
Okay, now I want to go on to 2 county-wide candidates here. We'll go first with, as everybody knows, Nancy Boots, after 20 years, has informed everybody that she is stepping down. And Lori McPhillips, why don't you come up here? Lori and I have worked together for a long time on Habitat for Humanity and other groups. So she's a giver and not a talker.
Is that a subtle hint to don't talk too long?
Not tonight.
Yeah. I'm Lori McPhillips, and I'm running for Will County Clerk. And when I heard that Nancy's retiring, and not only Nancy, but her chief deputy, almost 70 years of service to Will County and running a very efficient and trustworthy election process in an office, I thought we really need to get somebody in there that is going to maintain that same level of service. It's a multi-million-dollar budget that has to be run. There's computer systems, and that's why I put my name in to run for county clerk, because of my 27 years working at the county. I've managed county offices before, and we need to keep that level of integrity up. I've managed budgets, I've managed computer systems, and I've managed technology. And that's what this office, they keep throwing new things at it. You need a manager, you need an administrator with experience. And that's why I'm running, and I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Okay, our next countywide position for sheriff is Jim Riley. Jim, why don't you come up here?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for inviting me. Pete, Delaney, thank you for inviting me here tonight. What a beautiful room, and I mean, beautiful church. And I have to tell you, my mother is 82 years old. When I told her I was coming up here tonight, she said, remind everybody I grew up in Lockport. So just so you know, my mother grew up here in Lockport, okay? I did my part. Look, I'm running for Will County Sheriff. My platform is pretty down to earth. Experience, education, and integrity. My experience started back late 80s and throughout 1990s with the Joliet Police Department. I worked mainly in an organized crime drug enforcement unit. If you remember Joliet back in the early 90s, it was a pretty tough place. My partner was a FBI agent, and we did a lot of organized crime, which back then was the gangs and narcotics investigations. We did one of the largest narcotics investigations in Will County history. And believe it or not, it was right up here in Homer Glen, so right in your backyard. So that was around 1994. And certainly with our heroin epidemic, we need a leader that knows how to conduct in-depth narcotics investigations, and then I have the education to back it up. When I came to the Sheriff's Department, I not only finished my master's, but I'm working on my PhD. And I don't put that out there because I want people to be impressed, but that shows my dedication that I want to bring to our community. That I'm big into community policing, and that's not only a way of doing policing, but it's getting into the neighborhoods and addressing quality of life issues. Not only arresting people and putting people in jail. That's the easy part. So and integrity. So I just want to say thank you, Pete, again for inviting me here tonight. What a great room, great environment. And look forward to working with everybody here. Thank you.
We actually have 3 countywide positions. I don't consider Ben a countywide position. I always look at him as a judge. So Ben, Ron, I want you to come up here. Ben is such a great friend to our organization. He gives seminars, legal seminars for the common people that have, the common layman that have very little knowledge of the law, and he really brings it to light. And we really need judges like Ben. They have a lot of common sense, a lot of integrity, and he's just down to earth. I can't say how much I like listening to Ben talk, and he's really a great guy. So here we go, Ben Braun, Will County Judge.
I didn't even slip Pete 20 bucks yet.
It's 50, yeah.
Well, first of all, the next sheriff of Will County, Jim Riley, stole a little bit of my thunder. How about some applause for the Lockport Township Republicans and Mike Frissalone and Steve Ballich for throwing us in that. I'm Ben Braun. I'm one of your Will County judges. I've been a judge in this county for 11 years at this point. How many judges do you have in this county? A number, besides too many. 26 is 10 too low. You've got 36 judges in this county. You only have a voice in electing 6 of those judges. 20 of those judges are appointed. I'm one of your appointed judges. In 2006, the circuit court judges in this county selected me from among 35 applicants, and I've been an associate judge since then. I'm running for an elected position. There are 16 elected judges from this county, and my race is countywide. So I appreciate the signatures that you folks have given me this evening to help get me on the ballot. As I've said to a few of you, every signature that I got tonight is one less door I've got to knock on the 3rd week of November when it's 43 degrees and raining. Now, why should you vote for me? What's the difference between the job I have now and the job I'm running for? Net pay of about $350 a month to begin with. Certainly not enough to give up 2 years of your life to traipse from Beecher to Naperville. What the circuit court judges do that the associate judges don't do. Your circuit court judges are the supervising judges on the individual calls. So the supervising judge in the felony division, in the civil division, and the misdemeanor division and the chief judge are always elected judges, which makes sense because they're the judges that are accountable to the voters. The other thing the circuit court judges do, which probably you do not know, is the circuit court judges are responsible for appointing the 20 associate judges, and every 4 years they decide whether the associate judges keep their job. So I'm running on a platform of experience. Experience counts. If you want to find out more about me, there's a little bit of literature on the table there, but ask a lawyer who's a regular in the courthouse. Ask him what my reputation is. I think they'll tell you that I run an efficient courtroom, that I'm fair to both sides, and that's why I've got a 95% approval rating from prosecutors, defense attorneys, and the civil bar. I could sit and talk with you all night about what it's like to be a judge that's on the bench, but the two most important things, again, that circuit court judges do, maybe the most important thing that circuit court judges do, is appoint those associates. Yes, we decide cases, but when you've got a voice in appointing 20 people who will sit on the bench for 10, 15, 20 years, that has a much bigger impact on the county than a decision you might make in one particular case. So, you all have a vote for me in 2018. I hope you'll come out in the primary. I know you'll come out in the primary, despite what our governor did last week. And we need you to come out in the general election. I think it's Mike Frissalone or Steve Ballich that's mentioned the other night in the meeting. We should be telling people to vote from the bottom of the ballot up. Okay? If you do that, we'll be your representatives in 2018. Thank you very, very much. And again, thanks, Pete. Thank you, Barb. Thank you, Lockport Township Republicans. Thank you, Mike. Thanks, Steve.
Okay, and then we also have a Lockport Township high school board member here, Lisa Bickus. Why don't you come up here? Lisa is also running for state rep, so she'll tell you a little about that.
Well, first of all, I'd like to really thank those of you who prepared the food tonight for us and nourished us, and for this community room at St. Dennis. This is my church as well as two other churches that I belong to. But my name is Lisa Bickus. I am running for state rep in the 85th district. Who am I? Not a lot of you guys know who I am. I am a mother of four and a wife, and I'm pretty passionate about being a mother of four and a wife in this community. I'm a community leader. I sit on our high school board. It's my 5th year. One of the things that you don't know about me is I run a non-for-profit organization. I'm the CEO. Within that organization, there's lots of things that the leadership across, being a mom, being a school board member, and also being the CEO of a non-for-profit, it takes a lot of leadership. It takes a lot of dedication and a lot of time. One of the things and one of the reasons why I'm running now is because I think we need some independent leadership. The same old goes on down in Springfield. We have career campaign campaign legislators. They've been there for a long time. I think it's time to change that and have a new vision, a new set of leadership. And by doing that, you have to change that leadership with someone like me and other people like yourself, others like yourself who really care and who are conservative. I have 4 children. They're 25, 22, 20, and 18. 6 months ago, I was pushing my 25-year-old out of this state. So they didn't have to deal with the heavy tax burdens that we have to deal with right now. That they didn't have to deal with all the regulations that our businesses that have to deal with right now. So we have a small business, my husband and I. And as you see, we are going to be taxed again this year. I can't provide for another family. I can't hire another family because of that tax. So having the reform, someone pushing for the right reforms and having the right leadership down at the House is really important. There are several other candidates. Like I said, I'm running for the 85th district, but there are several other Republican candidates out there like myself. We're not the same old. It's different leadership, new vision. So please take a moment to get to know me a little bit. I'm awesome one-on-one. I'm nervous standing up here because it's the first time really doing this up here. But I'm Lisa Bickus, running for state rep in the 85th district.
Thank you, Lisa. Let's see. All right, I want to introduce two of our Lockport Township board members, just newly elected, and they're here tonight. I'm going to introduce them together. Greg Bickus, come on up here, and Barb Delaney.
First of all, I would like to say thank you to everybody who came out here tonight to help support and meet the candidates. And I'd also like to say thank you to the two women who helped me very much this evening get this room set up. And I'd like to give them a round of applause, Mary Ann and Cece. Like my husband Pete introduced me, I am Barb Delaney. I am newly elected to the Lockport Township as a trustee. Lockport Township, for those of you who do not know, covers Crest Hill, Romeoville, and Lockport. I was elected on with Greg. Greg and I both have very conservative views. We are making a little bit of headway. One of our biggest concerns when we were running as a slate of candidates was we felt that the current administration at the township was basically breaking a state statute law with a water board. Greg and I made a little bit of leeway, which they are starting to come and see our views a little more, so we're both happy about that. And I'll let Greg say a few more words, and again, thank you all for coming.
Good evening, everybody. Again, I'd like to thank the ladies and gentlemen that set up dinner tonight. Food was great. Let's give them a good hand of applause for like Barb said, we are making some headways. We pushed the envelope. We both resigned from that water board that was not really a water board. It was never set up as a water board. We made them form a new water board that's going to have people appointed from the community to serve on the water board. So we are going to basically approve what these constituents that are going to be appointed to keep track of the spending. We will have a tough battle here coming up soon. We got a budget coming up, and I'm going to ask for some help. Tonight, as Mike was speaking, I'm going to probably reach out to you and grab some ideas from you to review this budget and see what ways you could guide me in this, because I'm kind of new at this. But I tell you what, I have to speak on my wife's behalf tonight. She is very nervous getting up here and speaking, but she is a hard worker. I know that she is a hard worker and she wants to serve you, because on Sunday nights, she has a board meeting on Monday night, she gets a board packet, and she's up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning reading this board packet. I'm trying to sleep. She's over there with the computer open and going through 3 different computers, looking in bed. I swear. And she's worked so hard at everything she does. She is a very hard worker, and she'll work for you. She may not be the best speaker that's up here speaking, but she will work her butt off for you. And she is your best candidate for the job.
And she's blushing. I just want to say one other thing. Thank everyone for the buying up the chances for the raffles. There's a few people who donated these baskets who I'd like to thank. Number one is Fat Ricky's, which is located in Romeoville, gave us a nice basket of Italian goods from one of their stores. Delaney Contracting donated very nice liquor baskets. Prairie Bluff Golf Club donated a golf foursome. I forgot who the other two donors were. They're on his side. Vicki Bozen, these were given to Steve Ballage. These are his contacts. I'd like to thank Vicki Bozen for another liquor basket, and Mike Bonona, who gave the basket of the cleaning goods. So thank you again to the individuals who donated for that.
Lisa, you did not sound nervous. And I was part of the vetting committee for Lisa, and I'll tell you, it gets pretty brutal. And we want to make sure candidates, especially for state offices, can take the heat, and Lisa, you did very well. I got two other people I want to introduce. Jim Louch, come up here. Lockport Township Park District. Yeah. And Jim was our former chairman for about 30 years, and he's done a great job on the Lockport Park District. I don't think anybody can find anything wrong with it. It's one of the finest. And we got a great clubhouse at Prairie Bluff, the athletic fields. They really put their heart in it. It's a non-paying position. So they got a lot of dedication for that. So thank you, Jim. We got Dave Pala just walked in. Where are you, Dave? Your name's Dave, right? Get up. Dave is the Lockport City Treasurer, and he was a former fire board on Lockport Township Fire. President. Okay. You want to say anything?
Not this time, man.
Okay. All right. And then
I left my speech at home.
one other person I want to introduce is Kathy Havel. Why don't you come up here? She is the chairman for the Will County Republican Central Committee. I know she puts a lot of hours in. It's a non-paying position. Gets to listen to a lot of complaints. Probably doesn't get to listen to very many compliments. So come up here, Kathy, and say a few things.
Good evening. Let me just first say that it's difficult for me to make it to a lot of events, but this Lockport Township organization, the Lockport Township government representatives from our party, and the Lockport Township Republican organization is a truly fine organization. They really do work hard for you every day, and they're doing the right thing toward good government. And I would ask you to join me in a round of applause for them. Pete's leadership is extraordinary. He has a wonderful team. I would also add that as county chairman, that we are working very hard all throughout Will County to grow and strengthen our organization, our party, and our support for you as constituents. And we welcome as many of you who, there might be a talent you have or something you might just plain enjoy doing, and you might have an hour here or an hour there. We really welcome additional volunteers. We're also looking for additional committeemen, block captains, any way in which you might be able to help us. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We can take over that General Assembly. And this particular township has two key seats that are on the ballot where we're working to replace a Democrat in the General Assembly with Lisa Bickus and Alicia Benford. That's 2 out of the 9 that we need to turn over that General Assembly, so that no matter who our governor is, we have a voice. And with that, I'm here. If any of you would like to spend a few minutes with me, I'd love to get to know you. And again, thank you for all that you do.
Matt is here from the state. Are you still here, Matt? Okay. There's a bunch of nominating petitions up on the table. If you would like to sign them to help his candidates get on the ballot, that's the whole purpose of it. Do you want to talk about anything, Matt? Yeah.
I'll be quick because I'm not a politician, but I'm Matt Gross. I'm with the Illinois Rebuild Project. What that is it's a partnership between the House Republican organization, so I'm working closely with Lisa Vickus and some other House candidates in Will County. It's a partnership with the State Republican Party, so I'm working closely with Kathy Havel as a chair and also in her capacity with the State Central Committee. And we're working on the governor's re-election, and we're also partnered now with Erica Harold, who's running for Attorney General. She's a fantastic candidate. You're going to get to meet her. She's been all over the state lately, and I'm excited for you to get to know her. So you'll see me at events. Feel free to say hi. One thing that we are really interested in is partnering with all candidates. So, we will work with, obviously the top of the ticket all the way down. So, if you're running for dog catcher and you're a Republican, I'll take time out of my day and give you whatever resources I have to make sure you're successful. So feel free to say hi, and thanks for having me.
And Matt has cards with him if anybody'd like to get his contact information. We're just about ready to announce the raffle prizes. Does anybody want to buy any more raffle tickets?